a bigger view, you can see just how wide that gap is now for Kipsang as he begins his kick at about the 54-minute mark now. Looks like Ritz is still back there as I glance over Kipsang's right shoulder. That would be Dathan Ritzenhein.
Yeah, Dathan's still hanging in there. Like I said, he's not going to give up. Really can't see as far as who's in third. Right behind Dathan, or right shoulder to shoulder, but Wilson Kipsang is still in control, still looking smooth. Caroline's still looking good, but again, we really can't see who's in the second and third spot right now.
Lisa and Diane.
Lisa, your eyes are better than mine. There we go. They are starting to close the gap. Caroline is going to have, she took a peek over. Maybe she knows that she better start picking it up right now.
Now, is that something that you can do in distance running as opposed to a sprint? You can kind of get a feel for your surroundings here?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You got to monitor. You got to look around. You got to see what the pace is. You got to see who's coming up from behind, and then you got to continue to push. And Wilson's doing that, and Caroline's doing that.
Now, the draw of New York City for the local runners, for the everyday runner, I can surely imagine what that would be. But for the professionals as well, for these elite runners, the draw of New York City, that has to weigh into this as well. Kipsang still leading for the men as we've now gone past the 55-minute mark. And if I can tell my geography, he is making his way pretty darn quick toward us in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, he knows that he's done the job. I mean, he made the break about 3 miles ago, and he's in full control of this race. He's just going to cruise it on in now. This last mile and a quarter, mile and a half, and come away with his first victory here in New York City.
His first win here in New York City, his first appearance here in the half marathon as well. Wilson, it was his birthday yesterday, correct?
Yes, it was. No, it was Friday. It was Friday. Yeah, I turned 31 years old on Friday, and he celebrated with a cupcake, which surprised me because most elite runners don't throw down a cupcake 2 days before one of the biggest races in the world.
I did ask him if he was going to celebrate with some processed sugar. To our surprise, he said yes.
And we really need to find out some more information about the young lady that's taking the lead right now, that's overtaking Caroline Rotich. At least it looks like a New York Athletic Club shirt. I mean, this is a huge story. And I feel bad just because, you do so much research on 30, 40 women that could potentially win. And then this is going to turn, Lisa here into hopefully an American star if she can come away and she's taking the lead. And here she is taking the lead of one of the biggest half marathon races in the world. She's taking the lead here with a few miles to go against Caroline Rotich, who's one of the best runners in the world.
At the front of the pack, Wilson Kipsang, 13.1 mile race. Wilson is now in his 12th mile. Not long now, about one more mile to go before Wilson Kipsang, I think we can project here, will be crossing the finish line, barring any disaster. He's got the kick going. He's coming through the tunnel right now. From our vantage point, we won't have a long time to see him. We will see him finish. Todd and I are at the finish line at the corners of Wall and Water Street. Wilson Kipsang is moving right along.
And you see Dathan back there going into second place, and just continue to drive forward, continue to look really good, and he's not going to give up all the way to that finish line, believe me.
We'll split this here, and you can see that we now have a group of three for the women, and they are moving as well. Caroline Rotich on the left, a former champion here.
And Diane Nakuri Johnson, a 28-year-old with a 112 best coming into this race. And, we're talking about 107, 108 women, and, here she is putting herself in a battle for the championship right now.
Wilson Kipsang became the fourth man to run a half marathon in under 59 minutes, 58:59. So we're coming up on that right now. We're not going to get that kind of time or speed here today, but we will have a worthy champion when this is all said and done, and it's almost all said and done.
Yeah, and the women just passed the 11-mile mark in 58:15. So that's putting them in the 109 range. So outside of Caroline Rotich, you're looking at a huge personal best.
And there you see a close-up picture of Dathan Ritzenhein, who is in second behind Kipsang, trying just to hold off now as we cross the 58:40 mark. Back to the leaders, though. The men on the left, the women on the right. Rotich trying to hold off this this push that she's getting in the latter stages of this race. Wilson Kipsang has really got the kick going, though, as he makes it out to the other side of the overpass.
And Dathan is battling with Daniel Mucci from Italy, the 27-year-old. He's doing 102.30, so he's looking at a great race. I mean, this race can make people jump to the next level.
And the women, this is a battle at 59 minutes, mile 11, they're cruising.
Yeah, again, we're looking for more information because it looks like we're going to have a new star on the scene. Lisa has come out of nowhere and is taking the lead. She's looking over her shoulder. She's like, am I really running with Caroline Rotich, one of the best runners in the world? And she's looking really great right now. She's pushing it. She's trying to gap these ladies right now. And don't take anything away from Diane because she's looking solid as well, and she's running on a high.
59.40 from high above New York City. Wilson Kipsang making his way toward the finish line here, and we are waiting. It will not be long now. The winner of this race, Wilson Kipsang, will cross this finish line. He's got it moving as we, what a beautiful shot from alongside the river all the way down Lower Manhattan. 1 hour now into this race.
Yeah, again, you're looking at about a 15-second, maybe 10-second gap from Wilson back to Dathan. And then Daniel Mucci from Italy, the 27-year-old. So, you know, there's no give up. There's no give up until they cross this finish line.
As he makes the turn and starts making his way toward us, Todd, we're going to hear this crowd at the finish line start kicking it up. Wilson Kipsang making his way 1 hour and 27 seconds now, 1:30. The crowd, I think, has him in their sights. You can see the excitement here at the finish line starting to build as Wilson Kipsang makes his way down to the finish line.
Here comes Wilson. It's going to be right at about 101, but he looks great. He looks fantastic. Here he is. Daniel Mucci from Italy is coming into second, and Nathan Ritzenheim, the American star, is going to finish out for the bronze today.
These gentlemen train all year long. Wilson Kipsang, the 2013 New York City half marathon champion.
Coming in second, Daniel Mucci getting second place at about 101.08. And Dathan Ritzenheim third at about 101.12. Great run for Dathan. All three of these guys ran fantastic.
And the first person to reach out there and greet them as they come in, Mary Wittenberg from the NYRR. Wilson Kipsang is our champion in 2013. And here come the rest of the elite men. Good time.
Solid time. I mean, I think Wilson's going to walk away with this knowing that he was comfortable, knowing he made his move when he needed to make it, and he won. And that's all he wanted to do heading into the London Marathon is have a great effort here. Not necessarily a fast time. In other stories, we really didn't see where Bernard finished. You know, and maybe we could, you know, if we get a chance to talk to him, what the 13.1 mile distance did to him.
Right. Coming up on 102, and the finishers continue. But there is our champion. Wilson Kipsang, our champion in 2013 at the New York City Half Marathon, and victory lap here in front of us at the finish line. We've got a lot more coming up here on Channel 7. We cannot wait to bring you all of the stories. 15,000 runners, 15,000 stories. The 2013 New York City Half Marathon continues here on Channel 7. Thank you so much for being with us on this St. Patrick's Day. Wilson Kipsang crosses and breaks the tape, and he is our champion. The women are still coming down toward the finish line. We've got it for you live on Channel 7 after this. ask you to look at our monitor, and you can see Caroline Rodich making her way down to be the ladies' champion. Your thoughts now on the women's race as they come down to the finish line?
Yeah, I think she's in a position to come and win, because she's looking strong, and she has a safe cup to win.
So, congratulations, champion.
Thank you.
That has a nice ring to it there. The winner, the champion. You're going to carry that well for the next year at least, huh?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Couldn't be happier for you.
Thank you.
Your story, your win, everything came together on this week. The 2013 New York City Half Marathon champion. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Caroline Rodich now making her way to be the women's champion as she makes her way to the finish line here at the 2013 New York City Half Marathon from high atop New York City.
We got a big kick. We got a big kick.
1:09, the big kick to the finish line. And she crosses the tape as the champion. And the big smile as she knows now the race is over, the race is won.
And she's got to be ecstatic. I mean, coming back, after kind of, an off race last year, and then to come back and really take it. I mean, Kim Smith was a pre-race favorite. She was the one that was supposed to dominate from the beginning and kind of get revenge for her second place finish last year. And Caroline just said, you know what? I'm going to sit on here a little bit, then I'm going to start pushing the pace. And then she broke away. It looked like she faltered a little bit there in the middle, and then she regrouped and did her thing over the last couple miles to break away from the rest of the field and win her second New York City Half Marathon.
1:09.09. Todd, you mentioned she wins her second New York City Half Marathon to get back on top, to come back and win again. Revenge? Not revenge, I guess just satisfaction.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you always want to, when you win a big race and then you lose, and in your mind at this level, if you don't win, you feel like a failure. And for her to work extremely hard, have a really successful 2012, and then come back here and win is in her mind, is a fantastic feat.
So the 2013 New York City Half Marathon continues here on Channel 7. As you can see, the women's race, it was tooth and nail all the way to the tape. Thanks for joining us, and the race continues here in just a minute. Oh, we're having a good time.